Hi, this is a Comfy video about what I'm calling pre-lighting. It's the second video on the subject, really. This is another take on it, essentially, another way of using the same principle as before, which is controlling the light on the image going in, because you've got the relighting nodes, which have caused us to icy relight, are they, or something. So I decided I wanted to do pre-lighting because it's much better to get it right in the first place. It's my theory, anyway. So, and I've done one video on this, but this is just another take, a variation on the theme, really. And it's more aimed at taking an image and translating it, a photographic image, a found image, and translating it into a generation that is interesting and beguiling, we hope. So I thought I'd start this one just completely from scratch, and you can laugh at me if it produces horrible results. This is the one I used last, which is a nice photo off the internet of some Bentleys, and which made nice images, which I might stick at the very end. But we'll start from a completely new image. So this is quite a similar image of a vintage car, except we've got trees in the background and stuff. So the way this works is that you take this image and you make a depth map from it. We'll make it do that now. There we go. So there's our depth map. That looks nice. I don't think that needs adjusting. You can adjust it here with the levels adjustment to bring the car forwards or send the trees away or whatever. But I think that's pretty good. And the image is resized. Now the whole of the rest of it is driven by your image size here. So we've got two fields which you put in your image size and proportion. So we're 1344 times 768. And then these here nodes are your lights. I've notated everything. So blue nodes you leave alone. Well, if you mess with them, it's up to you. You might have a surprise. But the other nodes are color-coded this time, so they're quite easy to work out. The first lot here are the background colors, which are created by... So the first lot here are there's an imagery size, and then there's an image noise Gaussian, which makes the base image that on top of an image blank here. So we have an image blank noise Gaussian, which is resized and makes a rectangle of noise we can work with. Then we colour our background or bit of noise with this. So this controls the colour. So if we make it vintage, that sounds good. And you see it change colour there. I'm not sure about vintage. We might go warm. That's quite good. I quite like that. And we can adjust how this square looks from here. We'll leave it at that for now, but everything is adjustable. And this is the I think I forgot what colour it's called now. But anyway, so the black ones here, these are the dark. This is your dark. So rather than making lights, then moving them around, in this workflow, we're painting them in. And every section, which they're all colour keyed, you can adjust the colour, the brightness, the darkness, how soft or hard they are. You can do that all here, and each one is controlled separately. So to paint your darks in, you open in Mask Editor, get yourself a big brush, and well, where's the light coming? The light's coming from over here, so maybe we'll have a bit of shadow there. And this is almost more to do with taking light out than putting it in. This particular layer. There's another car there, that's going to cause us problems later, but never mind. You just know that's going to turn into something inappropriate. But well, that's AI for you, we live with that. Okay, so that's a sort of compositional glow there. Save that to the node. There we are, that's drawn in. And then we literally move down through the tones. So we can have a look at that when we run it at each. So there's our first one. And this has been darkened to go in there. And the next one is our lights. Because this is our midtone. And then we want to put our light tones on top of that. So we'll open in Mask Editor and there, well, they're sort of there, aren't they? This is not an exact science. This one is, this workflow is just fun, really. And I think we can do better than that. Okay, so that's good. Cue that. And there's the next one. Now that's not light enough, is it? So that actually needs to be lighter than the background. So we can choose to come up here and darken the background a bit. That looks pretty good. And we'll brighten this. Oh no, wrong one. So we'll brighten this one and make it yellowy, I think. Okay, so we can see there we've got 3 nice tones. I found that this doesn't want to be too contrasty. And then finally we have our highlights. So our sun is sort of there. And are the headlights on? We don't know. That's probably optimistic, but there you go. And there we are. So we have a nice noise map which relates to our image. Now we can soften these. So I think these are a little hard. So you can increase the blur radius to 40, and that you see that softens them there. And then finally, we've taken our original image, which is right up here, and we have mixed it with our noise square, which gives us this rather unlikely looking image. And we're going to feed that image into the sampler. Now this is organised so you can as easily see this. Put this one in. You could just put this one in and see what you get. This one would work just as well. We might do that to demonstrate in a moment. But for now, we're going to put this one in, which is this image here. Laying it out in this format gives you the choice to put any of these into the sampler to try them out. Now, we need to fettle our prompt. So we have an empty road. I think that's fine. We have a classic, shall we say? A classic car. Sleek and fast. We've not got many domes and buildings in this. So we'll take out all the city stuff and the colour, and we'll put road, we'll put fast, we'll put trees, and I think we'll put autumn, because I think I want it to be quite warm. So the rest of it I think can all stay the same. We've got a fancy Art Deco Laura in here, which is probably not what we want. So we'll go looking for a different Laura. We'll do dramatic lighting. We got dramatic light in there already. So we'll do dramatic lighting. That should be fine. That's a nice atmosphere one. So we're all ready. So our control net comes down here. So all of these are built on the same image, essentially. So the whole lot should work together, but probably won't, because I'm making a video, so it's bound to go horribly wrong. So we've got a perfectly ordinary control net with very unsubtle settings, just at 1. And then we'll put it through the sampler here at a denoise of 75. Depth maps, you can use quite high denoises with them and it'll still keep the shape. So we'll cue that and we'll see what happens. So here it is back, and isn't it nice? So I'll just bring our original image over. Okay, so here they are in a row. So here's our original image. There's our input image, our noised image, and there's our result. And as you see, it's a pretty nice image. Not too happy with the way it sits on the road, but I think a couple of seeds and you'd get one where this tyre was a little bit lower. You know, this wheel has gone down a bit low, hasn't it? But nonetheless, I think that's pretty nice. So we'll do another one now. And you can take, this as an image that would go on and refine really well. It has a really nice mood. So we've got the autumn, we've got the classic car, and the depth map has made sure that the car is a really, really good shape. One way we could probably bring this wheel forwards is to adjust the depth map. Briefly go into that. So if you made the front of the car a little bit brighter by altering the levels adjustment here, then that might well fix that slight perspective error. In reality, I would just lift that wheel up in Photoshop and take it on from there. But if you really feel you have to do it all in Comfy, you could well fettle it and make it good. Okay, we'll do another one just to give you the idea and put everything back in its place. So we'll open another image. We'll do something completely different. I don't know why I'm risking this, because I tried this earlier and it was a complete fail. So this is you can probably watch this go wrong. It's a sort of subject that AI hates. So there's an oversized statue. This is the Colossus of Rhodes. This image I made in Chroma, which is rather a good standalone from Alpaca, and it's a paid for, but I find it's worth the money because you can iterate ideas ever so quickly, and then you can take them off into Comfy and really refine them and bring them. But it does pretty good initial generations, which I find very helpful because many of you won't be working on very powerful machines. There'll be some of you with 409s or whatever. I work on a Mac M2, which is far from ideal. I've mentioned that. Now I've lost at least half my subscribers. But so I try and make my workflows work on relatively humble machines rather than fantastically powerful rigs, which not everyone has. I also try not to use too many unusual nodes, so they're mostly from well-known node groups. Right, so we're going to do something completely different. So we'll do a Colossus of Rhodes, which all went wrong last time, so you can probably laugh at me. So here's our depth map, which looks a bit dubious. I do wonder if he's going to have a head or not. We'll soon find out. And then we go through the same process, really. And I'll do this really quickly. We open Mask Editor. The light's coming from here, really, isn't it? So we'll make all of this lock dark. We have a bit of shadow in this corner. 1, 2, 3. Save that to node. And then we do this. So this is quite a quick and intuitive. So our bright area is sort of there, isn't it, really? Doesn't need to be very precise, I found. There we go. And finally the highlights. I think the lamp wants to be bright. And then the sun is sort of here, isn't it? So I'll put the sun there. There we go, we get this image. Now I think our dark is a little bit too dark here. So we'll brighten our darks. So our darks are here. We can increase the brightness. There we go. And maybe we'll go a little cooler in colour. That looks much nicer. And I think I'm going to come brighter still. So you see you have great control here. I think that might be coming too far in there. So we can open this in Mask Editor, chop it back a bit, make it a bit softer. We'll maybe make it 60 pixels. And that's a lot nicer. I prefer that. And we might make our highlights a little more highlighty. That looks pretty good. I think that looks quite interesting. And we'll rewrite our prompt. So we'll call giant statue. And it's a lighthouse as well, isn't it? Ancient city, port, galleons, dramatic light, digital painting, which is the Laura. And we go clear sky. And we've got sea, we have a harbour, and that will probably do us for now. We don't need pedestrians or people or traffic. That was the other one. So there we go. So there's our image, and let's see what it makes of it. So here's our statue back, and it's not the finest generation ever, but I tell you, it's a hell of a lot better than the last one I did. My first Colossus was entirely lacking a head, which was a bit of a holdback for him. But this image is pretty good. So we've got nothing that jumps out as being wrong, which is always a good sign. So there are these boats. Some of them aren't great. Everything makes sense. The figure is quite good, nice stand. Sea is quite nice. So although it's not a fantastic generation, it's quite a small image. So you can't expect that. But it's an image I would judge would refine quite well. So the next stage with it would be, I just ran it through quickly. So I desaturate it a little because that's a bit garish for me. And then I put it through a refine. And as I thought, this image refines pretty well. So you see our boats all look lovely now. And we've got nice rocks. And we've got our lighthouse and our Colossus, and everything looks pretty good. And we've got another lighthouse on the mountain there, which I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I like it anyhow. But so as you see, then that can be taken further into this in the Moti upscaler, but you will need to adjust your prompt. I'll just do that very quickly because people have trouble with prompts on tiled upscalers. So I'll quickly run through the tactics. So we put our original prompt in, and we take out as much as we can. So we've got an ancient city, we've got a harbour, we have sea, we have sky, and we have clouds. There are temples, fine, marble, fine, clear sky we've done, sea we've done, statue lighthouse. So what we do is put the main things, and because we put harbour and sea, it will assume ships. You don't need to mention the ship. So we can take the port and the galleons out, and that's our cut down prompt. If you have your statue up here, it'll try and find the statues everywhere. So what you do is you demote the subject and upvote the general picture. So we'll run that and we'll see what it does. So here we are with our refined image and scaled up. So it's quite a big image now. And see our adjustment to the prompt worked well because we don't have unexpected extra statues. Or I don't think we do. It might do. No, I can't see any. All looks pretty good. We've got no tile, no seams at all. The Moti upscaler is very good at not producing seams. This is at 0.35 noise, and as you see, our ships are very nice. Our unasked for lighthouse on the hill is also very nice, and our marble statue is pretty good. The only thing I would possibly do in Photoshop is to enlarge this arm a bit so it cuts into the lighthouse. But that's a small detail. And actually, when we go back to the original image, that would probably be... hard to believe we started there, isn't it? But that would probably be better fixed at this moment. Make that arm bigger, and you wouldn't have a problem, I don't think. But I think that's a pretty good image. Okay, so I think that covers everything. I shall put some other images that I've made with this flow at the end of the video, and I shall put the workflow in, of course. And you can have a play yourself and have fun, I hope. Okay, thanks for your attention. That's the lot.